Hey, Dee. You know how I'm a lawyer and I love to analyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows?
Absolutely.
Well, I put the pieces together in this episode, and Ron definitely stayed the night before. In Parowan, I'm thinking with Meri.
Interesting.
Let's dive into the evidence. Sister Wives, Season 20, Episode 11. What if we work this out? Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Happy Sister Wives Monday, Channel Surfers. Welcome back to Remote Reality. And if you're new here, welcome to Remote Reality. We've been around since about April. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us those 5-star ratings on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Share us with your favorite Sister Wives friends, especially the ones that don't get offended by wildness. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to analyze everything, including my favorite reality TV shows, which sometimes I look at as if it's a true crime documentary. Let's just deep dive into these edits and see what producers are trying to trick us into this week.
I'm Dee, her paralegal, and since it's Monday, reluctant sidekick in her podcasting. And yes, I think we should just dive on into this. There was a lot in this episode.
We're going to start with Meri because
Mhm.
a lot of the rest of it kind of ties up around Kody. Let's start on a happy note. Well, whatever. Let's just start on a Meri note. Let's get into the Meri and Ron of it all. The first hint that I had that maybe something had happened the night before, maybe Ron had stayed the night. It was the first scene where Ron shows up. He is wearing the same one community, one cause shirt that Meri is wearing and everyone else. So at some point he got this, could have ordered it online. What made my little ears perk up like a little Chiweenie dog listening to the Amazon guy on the front porch was when Meri
Mhm.
said, "Did you sleep good?"
Hmm.
And Ron says, "Yeah." And then Ron and Meri are kind of giggling. And Meri says, "I've only had 4 hours of sleep. I guess I'm going to be caffeinated today." So at that point, one of two things. Maybe they were talking on the phone the night before and he was having trouble getting to sleep because he was excited to come see her. But then why was she only getting 4 hours of sleep when she has this huge thing in the morning? So my antenna perked up, sealed it for me, is when Ron is cooking and he says he hasn't spent much time in Parowan, but he did notice the lit up pea glowing on the hill last night, which meant he was in Parowan the night before this filming. Meri's only had 4 hours of sleep, y'all.
You thinking some bow to go wow wow?
I'm thinking something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he might have stayed at Lizzie's Heritage Inn. It's not an Airbnb anymore either.
And I have to say, I think she's a terrible flirt. Like, no matter what he says, she's laughing, and it's like goofy grade school kind of flirting. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just awkward.
It is. And I can't figure out if she's not interested or if she's too afraid to get her hopes up. Because she talks about dating. She's like, "I don't know what the difference is between a date or not a date, so I don't want to put labels on it." I don't want to put labels on it. It could be taken a couple of ways. One is I'm just not that into him, so I don't want a label on it because I don't want him to think he's got any claim to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give him the wrong idea. Like, he's here to cook eggs. He's not here to scramble mine. Or two, she is worried that he's not vibing the same way. So she doesn't want to put a label on it because she fears the rejection. I just thought that was strange. Like, to me, dating would be hanging out or going out with somebody to get to know them in a romantic way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas if you aren't like trying to get to know them in a romantic way, then you're just hanging out. It's not a date.
Well, maybe she's still shopping. She just wants to keep her options open and, okay, this is a good one, but let me see if I can find another one. And, maybe that's the reason why she doesn't want to put a label on it.
Like when she goes to Vegas and just
Mm-hmm.
talks to Amber the whole time and doesn't even talk to
Mm-hmm.
other men and then mentions Ron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's cute.
He's very endearing.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Dee.
No, I don't think he's bad looking, but I also think he's got a really nice personality. Seems a little on the shy side, but that could be the cameras. But he's very attentive. Like he notices things and just kind of like jumps in. He doesn't wait for somebody to like tell. He's courteous.
The fact that Jen was giving him props at the end of this,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good sign. If your friend likes the guy you're seeing, and it's early, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot to be uncovered at this point, but it's a good first sign at least.
Yeah, I think the group of friends that Meri has, if any of them didn't like him, they would immediately be like, I don't like him.
And I feel like Jen has a good bullshit detector,
I think she's got an awesome bullshit radar.
and she's not sniffing it.
Mm-mm. She's not picking up any.
So, Meri's segment is the fundraiser for Jen's husband, Sean Sullivan, which I tried to look up some more updates. I didn't really see any.
I haven't seen any.
And I don't know what the source of the post we read last week was. So, I was trying to find like a credible source. I guess no news can be good news. And it could go either way. So, the fundraisers helped to pay for Sean's hospital bills. And Jen hates when people do this. She's the one that's used to helping others. And she says, even when, it means a lot, even when people are helping her, though, she's thinking, but what about them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Jen.
Yeah, I am too. My husband was the same way. Like when we would go to the hospital, if he had to be admitted, he wanted to make sure like there wasn't any kids that needed in first ahead of him and stuff like that. It was just adorable. It was adorable to watch him like that.
They're like, sir, this is not the pediatric ER.
That's what we all tried to explain to him. No, the kids are going to another floor. This has nothing to do with any of the kids.
They don't want them near you.
Right. Well, because, they had that, what is it? I probably will not pronounce this right. The Levine Children's Center.
Hospital in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we were at the same hospital. And he's just like, no little kids behind me. They go first. Yeah.
So, have we met Shawnee before?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I don't think
Oh,
so.
she's new. In my head, I just kept singing "Way Down Upon the Shawnee River," even though it's Swanee. It's in
I-
Georgia.
I was wondering if
Shawnee.
maybe she was one of them at the eggplant painting.
Oh. Was she the
Maybe.
one that kept like being nice about Kody? I don't know. Way Down Upon the Shawnee River, though, she is here today. And Meri is towing the line. She is about to piss off Amber or Jen by saying that Shawnee keeps her ass straight. She's like, no, I need a whole group for this. I don't want to piss off my other friends that do. I'm sorry. I don't think everybody's like fighting over who gets to manage your life, Meri. I
It's
think
not
they'll be
grade
okay.
school. There's no fights over who's your BFF.
I think they'll be okay. Now, she said if 4 women were ever created to be together and not have a matching husband, it would be them.
Hmm.
As if you don't have 4 women that are together that are best friends. Like, that's unheard of. I don't know. Sex in the City,
Yeah. I mean, my
Golden Girls.
my own group has like 3 or 4.
You mean that you can be friends with women and not have to have them marry your husband? Let the girls on Seeking Sister Wife know that, because we hear that so much. You just watch a little bit of that show and every other sentence is like, well, I really want a friend. Well, talk to Meri. Go get some friends.
I was kind of laughing and thinking in my head, well, maybe the problem is these guys are picking the women. Maybe if they let the wife pick all of the women, then it would probably work out. Maybe. I don't know. It was just a thought.
The way Kody tells it, the wives did pick the women. At least Meri picked Robyn.
I thought that they just all had to approve. They had to all like her. I didn't know that they necessarily they're not doing the interviews. He is.
Well, and they say that, but really season 1 was Christine really approving of Robyn, or was she kind of backed into a corner?
Yeah,
where
it
it
was
was like
really
be
bad
a team
timing.
player.
Yeah, season 1, it was bad timing all the way around, I thought, because Christine was pregnant, and there was just a lot going on in their family to be adding a wife, and you see how that turned out.
So Meri, she says she's not going to be sister wives with them because 2 are married, 1 has a boyfriend, and well, she's not doing polygamy again. But what if it worked out? Let's go back to the title of this episode. But what if we work this out?
Well, that's a different take. I hadn't thought of that.
Well, why not? Um, it's the title of the episode. What if they worked it out? Could you have like the Sex and the City girls, or I think they're more the Golden Girls girls, the Golden Girls girls, all with the same husband? I feel like the Golden Girls girls would be like eating him alive.
Oh,
They wouldn't stand
yeah.
a chance.
I think they would gang up on him too. Like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
one got mad, the other 3 would have gotten mad.
So, yeah, they have their own vibe, but these 4 women, I feel like Meri, of course, would be Meri.
Mhm.
Shawnee would probably be Janelle.
Mhm.
Jen would be Christine. Sorry, Amber, you'd be Robyn.
Bro.
There, I said
Ruh-roh.
it. She said she had anxious attachment. So, what do you think?
I think that's a pretty good analysis, yeah.
You would just be creating the same. Plus, they would all be married to Kody and they all hate his visors. It just wouldn't be great. So, as planned, they all meet up at the Gear Up Bike and Sports Shop, which is owned by Jen and Sean. And Ron, he don't like to wear a helmet when he rides a bike. He likes to raw dog it. Wonder if he didn't like to wear a helmet last night.
Ooh. Mm.
They're very flirty.
Extremely flirty.
It's like they're hiding something. So Meri, she's gonna get the bikers pumped up. Welcome to Jen's bike ride. Don't get hit by a car.
That's a way to pump people up.
That's what I heard. Like, don't make me scrape you off the road. In the meantime, as far as safety first, they're flying down with these cameras on their electric bikes, trying to ride without handles, like hands up. Did we
Mhm.
not hear the safety part?
I didn't see one person in that group with a helmet on.
Oh, yeah. Meri didn't even have her helmet.
No, I didn't see helmets on anyone because I was
You know,
kind
the
of looking.
hairspray is probably enough to
Yeah,
protect your head from a lot.
I probably wouldn't have had a helmet on either.
Aquanet is no match for concrete.
It's not. There is no match for Aquanet.
But they're being very playful, and Ron, he even wants to pop a wheelie, but like I said, they're on electric bikes. So he can't pop a wheelie, but he could pop a boner later,
Lauren.
especially without a little electric jolt. They're pedaling. I have an electric bike, so usually with them you can do an assist, which is where you're pedaling, but it's just putting more power behind it, or you can just open it up and go full speed. But if you're doing that, you can't go hands-free. The conundrum that we're in. So they get over to the inn and it's time to cook, and Meri's not giving any instructions. She's like, can the man scramble my eggs? Well, she wanted them fried, but he ended up scrambling them, which probably was better.
I didn't understand the reasoning behind frying them versus scrambling anyway. I would think with a big turnout like that, you would want to scramble them.
Well, they were saying so
It
you
would
didn't
just
have to
be
pre-mix
easier.
it, but they were just mixing it on the griddle versus a fried egg where they were thinking you just have to open it up. But fried eggs are hard. You got to make sure that you don't spill the yolk. I agree. Scrambling was fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done.
I think Ron scrambled Meri's eggs last night, which is why she's got a smile on her face. Sometimes
why
you just need your eggs scrambled.
It went all the way up to her brain, apparently. She hasn't been able to make clear sentences the whole day.
What's our excuse?
I don't know. I'm not getting enough scrambled
Not getting
eggs.
my eggs scrambled. But also cracking eggshells into the eggs. Is he like removing them?
I thought I saw Amber removing them on the grill when they were talking about it because he had, cracked a couple of them too hard. That's all right, Ron. Crack it hard. That's okay.
Scrambling an egg. Are we like the slightest bit concerned if the man can't scramble an egg?
Maybe he
Without
has other
messing
skill
it up.
sets. Maybe he has other skill sets that he's better at.
And then Shawnee walks up and she's like, wait, we're doing fried eggs. Why are we doing scrambled? And Amber's like, well, we didn't get the memo. Well, who's in charge of you, Amber? Well, you are, Shawnee. Like, next time, put it in a group chat. Ron, backs away, and Meri thinks this is hilarious. She's like, he's so funny. No, Meri, he's not funny. He's scared because you guys are fighting about eggs, and he's smart to stay out of it.
Because he knew he was over there scrambling some of them eggs.
She's like, it's so funny that we scared him off. It's so funny that he doesn't want to get involved in this petty conversation.
Poor guy. He's like, next thing I know, everybody's going to be blaming the scrambled eggs on me. I'm getting out of here.
Like, we're not classifying this as a date.
It's just a get to know you.
Well, Jen has been Meri's best friend, she says, for 13 years. At one point, she says she's known her 14. So I guess it took him a year to really be besties. She had to, ditch Robyn before she claimed Jen as her bestie. And Sean, Jen's husband, who this is for, came, and he says that Meri is like his sister. And I'm like, wife? Sister wife? What if we work this out? Sean, sister wife, you love her. Her and your wife get along great. Just add that wife part.
Lauren.
Sister wife, what if we work this out? Also, I want to know how they're working out these autographed pictures. Because they have to sign, and Ron takes a group picture of the girls. It says men, Meri or Jen. I guess men combined. That's like their couple name. Meri and Jen is men. So Meri or Jen, $1. Shawnee or Amber, $10. Zona, $20. And there's something right beside it, which I'm too blind to read. I couldn't see. How are we in Zona's
I tried
autograph?
to read it. Yeah, I tried to. It's going to be a paw print, probably. Paw print.
What if we work this out? What if we get Zona giving us signatures? Meri, forget all of your MLMs. You've got a dog that can sign a paper. Let's take this dog to the circus. Let's take this dog on tour. Your money problems are solved. What if we can work this out?
She'll put Meri in the doghouse, and she'll just stay in the house.
I have a feeling we already have that
I was
situation
confused
arranged.
by the sign. Yeah, I was so confused by the sign in the first. Maybe it's just because
Were
it's
you also
Monday,
like,
but
who
I'm
wants
like,
Amber or Shawnee's autograph?
for $10? Like, I was like, is this supposed to be like Meri with these people, or is it them individually? Why are theirs more than Meri's? Why is the dog's more than everybody's? I was just so
it's
confused.
just a joke that we don't get because we're not funny like Meri. We don't have the same sense of humor. We're not picking up.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna be the
I'm gonna
best
go with
thing I
that.
can come up. Yeah, because I could not figure it out.
All right, Janelle. So at the end of the day, Meri thinks it's so cute that Ron came. Ron says dating in your 50s can be tough, but it's different. And he loves when you meet someone genuine. And he can tell Meri's genuine and she's a great person. And they both describe their time together as super fun. Yeah. Ron's like, this was super fun.
What the hell are they doing together?
They're probably just texting. Super fun. You want to do something super fun? Let's go to Jen's super fun event.
That would be super
eggs.
fun.
It would be super fun.
I agree. Super, super fun. Let's be super, super friends with benefits. That would be super fun.
The giant P on the hill. What do you think the P stands for?
Penis.
And then Meri, she says he fits.
Even
We're
more.
edited to believe he fits in with her friends, but we know he saw that P, and you saw that giant P the night before in Parowan.
Yeah.
Lit up the hill like the 4th of July. I see what's going down. I see ya.
We see you.
Picking it up. Speaking of what's going down, let's talk about Janelle and her friends. And by down, I mean down to North Carolina, which probably doesn't make any sense because I think her friends visiting are from Arizona. So that would be up from North Carolina or to North Carolina.
Or over.
And it would be up to North Carolina from us over here in South Carolina. Whatever. Let's talk about something that's going down besides Ron on Meri. Janelle and her friends, Angela and Christina, they have come to visit from Arizona. And Kody is like a hangover.
Yes.
She thought this was going to be a 10-minute meeting for him to say his piece she can take her dinner in a doggy box home and get the hay out of there. But she ends up there for an hour and a half. Afterwards, she feels woozy. She's like, I've got to adjust. And now we're a few days later, and she's still frazzled from dinner with Kody. She needs to drink some pickle juice, maybe go get an IV, take some Nausine and Pepto. Like this, she has a Kody hangover.
She needs a B12 shot at this point.
She might need an antibiotic. Is there something we can do to freeze him off like a wart? Whatever's happening, it's not good. I don't know that I've ever had a person hangover where like a week later with your friends, you're like, oh, shit, I'm still recovering from that. Okay, I lie. Professionally, we've had.
Yeah, we've had some of those.
We've had to, yeah. Okay, so they want to know all the important stuff. What were you wearing? Well, no. We know you look like a queen. Did he wear a visor? She's like, no, he had a sport coat on, which also seems to be Kody's, one of his signature looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to see that with Christine, too.
And we saw it twice with Robyn at the same restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Says Robyn wasn't there, and then makes fun of Robyn for being the Kody translator. But she had no interest in Robyn. She told Kody, do not bring her with you. I don't want her there. Whereas later in the episode, Robyn's going, oh, I had no interest in going. I didn't even think about going because Kody had his own relationship with Christine and with Janelle. No, that's a cute way to rephrase it. But Janelle said your ass isn't going. Kody went. It turned out fine. So he probably thought, why the heck would I invite her to go with Christine? Because Janelle's actually turned out quite lovely without you there.
Good point. Starting to see a pattern here. Wonder if he does.
I'm sure he does. But she thought about going.
But yeah, she's so full of shit.
Playing it cool.
Yeah, she's full of shit.
While looking nervous as heck every time they talk about the fact that he's having these meetings and also not being super encouraging, which we will get into. But Angela thinks that Kody has guilt. They're doing a lot of guessing. Christina says, oh, is he kind of the same person he used to be? And Janelle said, yeah, but he was more intense, which that really was the difference, is the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he was different, but not really. At least he could be nice for an hour and a half.
I think she thought he was a little bit closer to what he used to be.
And I want to blame editing for this because I don't think Janelle at all considered during that dinner, what if we worked this out? I think that was taken out of context from another conversation. When you're hearing about this dinner she had with Kody, she's like, no, he's into Robyn. No, I would never want to give that a try. Good for them. Like, I just wanted to get in and get out. Nothing about it seemed like she was thinking, what if we work this out? And they follow it up with a clip that says, but it's just one of the thoughts you have when you sit down with your ex, which, again, not the same sentence. It's cut off. The one of the thoughts you have when you sit down with your ex, it could just be like, why? Why are we here? Why did you come to North Carolina? She might have been talking about a different thought. Again, I think this is all edited. I don't think Janelle cared one bit about this. I think we're getting played by the TLC editors again when we're looking at this whole picture. So Janelle even acknowledges, she's like, he wasn't there to get me back. He's perfectly happy with Robyn, and that's fine. She's already got the ball rolling on the spiritual divorce. The apology was nice. She didn't need it. She actually asked him, did you go to a 12-step program? Because it's like, this is so strange that you're even here. What the heck is going on? No, it's not a 12-step program. He's trying to fix his PR as this series closes down.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that it's an attempt to maybe get a bridge to his children. Like he has some genuine feelings about working things out with these kids. I mean, we haven't seen that, but it would be nice for them.
And that's what Angela is thinking, but Janelle is like, no. Let me see what Janelle said. No, Angela, it's not that he's trying to get at the kids and soften me. He's trying to right his wrongs, which again is where we go back to the 12-step program. This has more to do with Kody feeling better. Now, Janelle was surprised. She did have some healing in hearing him admit he's wrong. I mean, I'm sure we all had some healing from that.
Yeah.
But she is ready to move forward with the spiritual release. She's going to go to Utah. She says it won't take long. Christina and Angela or like huge party. When you do this, you want to have a divorce party. Maybe we'll even trick you into speed dating. But yeah, there wasn't much said that hasn't already been said. I don't have anything to add to Janelle's scene. I think the what if we worked out is edited because looking at the big picture, she's not saying anything to indicate that.
I didn't get that either. And she was kind
So now that Janelle has given us this little Kody aperitif, let's get right into Kody and Robyn as Kody prepares to go see Christine. Cody's working out. He is running with a weighted backpack on. He says he has to keep himself young. He's got a wife that's 10 years younger. He don't want to be the old man in the family. Dude, you're still the old man in the family.
That's what I was thinking. He's still the old man. Working out isn't going to make a damn bit of difference.
And he wants to focus on aging gracefully. Well, let's just get rid of the hair.
Probably would do wonders for him if he would just shave his hair off at this point.
Right now, the way that those little tendrils are holding onto your scalp, it looks like you are holding on to dear life for your youth.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the Charlie Brown cartoons where they had like just like little squiggles of hair. Like they didn't really have like solid hair necessarily, especially I think it was at Pigpen. It was like everywhere.
A couple of little twirls on top.
Yeah.
Now, what the heck is Kody doing to those dumbbells? It's been a long time, but every semester in high school, I took weightlifting every single semester. Part how I graduated with a scholarship was getting those A's. It looked like he was trying to do a reverse butterfly. That is supposed to target like your back and, your delts. But he was moving his entire body. You could see like his abs moving, his neck moving, all of his arm muscles. Like he was doing a full body workout where those dumbbells are supposed to be targeting specific areas. He needed something lighter that he could do that with control. He wasn't doing it with control. He was like using he's going to throw something out. He's going to throw his back out. He's not doing that exercise correctly.
Well, even the faces that he was making while he was doing it, I'm like, that looks painful or something. Just the expressions that he was
And it can be painful, but this is not a full body workout. You're supposed to target the weight to like specific muscle groups. So he wants to look younger, but when you throw your back out because you don't know how to lift weights, you're going to look like grandpa.
He's a dumbbell using dumbbells.
He's a dumbbell. Oh my gosh. Do you know what the shake weight is?
I had one of those like years ago. The ones that you would like go like this and then it would do the work for you, like vibrate down your arms.
Yeah, but it looks like you're beating someone. Anyway, that's Robyn's dumbbell of choice, the shake weight. Now, Kody, when Robyn comes in, he's like, oh, I want to see, if I can do pull-ups with the beautiful woman watching me. Like the cameras aren't motivating him enough already. You think this man is throwing whatever the hell he had in his backpack on and running through Arizona, God knows what weather, without the cameras there?
No, but what I was thinking is, I bet Kody's one of those guys when he's in the bedroom with Robyn alone and he takes his shirt off and he probably goes, ooh.
And she's like, oh, baby, yes, when he flexes.
He's probably turning to the side, and doing these things. And
she goes in. He's like, you don't want to come here because I'm sweaty. She goes, well, I'll give you a kiss. And she goes in for like some weird side grandma kiss. Robyn, you know this man, the only way he's getting you wet in bed is all of the sweat that's dripping off of him while he's going at you like he's the Energizer Bunny. You're not afraid of any sweat. I'm sure you're used to it.
She literally took her hands and put them behind her back when she leaned in to kiss him. And I was like, that is the weirdest kiss. What in the hell?
Side mouth.
Do they like each other? Like, right? They are supposed to like each other and be in love, right?
What if they make it work out as a monogamous couple?
Maybe that's what the title's about.
I think it's about a little bit of everything. I mean, do they like each other? But Robyn is sitting here letting us know what makes her kitty purr, what makes her go row. Oh my God. I do not need to hear her kitty going row. It's when he's a good dad. So she like sits in bed and thinks about how he's a good dad with her kids, and that's what makes her go row. If I think about my kids while I'm trying to feel at my husband, my kid, that just makes it shrink. It is gone.
Yeah.
That takes me out of the moment.
I think it wouldn't take anybody out of the moment except for Robyn, apparently. She doesn't
What
watch
is
porn.
happening?
She thinks about her husband being a good father.
He's only a good father to her kids. So it's not even like she's thinking about how he's a good father to, like, you know, his really sexy son, Logan. We're not doing anything crazy like that. She's thinking about
Logan.
kids.
Kids.
But Robyn, why is she disturbing Kody during his workout or, you know, encouraging him or whatever she's doing? Because she wants a private moment with him for her to discuss his private moment with Janelle. She doesn't even think about going, but she definitely wants to know what happened. Probably especially so since the producer said, what if they worked it out?
Well,
And now she's like, what the heck?
I was going to ask you, did you notice her face when she went over and she sat down and he's telling her what he said to Janelle, but I don't think she realizes it because he says, I'm going to be real with you. I need to apologize. And the sheer terror that went across her face for a split second until she realized it was what he said to Janelle and that he wasn't talking to her personally.
And at first she's like, do I need to sit down for this? Do I need to stand up for this? She doesn't even know what to do with herself. And she's not even making eye contact with him when she says, let's discuss what you talked to with Janelle. Like, she can't even look at him.
Probably trying to figure out if she's going to have to undo anything that Janelle has said to him or anything.
That was my thought too. She is terrified that without her there running the narrative, Kody is going to see what these other three women see about her.
Yep. Think for himself instead of her manipulating him all the time.
There's a reason his ex-wife does not want you anywhere around when she talks to him.
That is so telling. So telling.
And she is worried that he is going to put two and two together because she won't be there to translate.
Right. We've seen that with the kids too. The kids get along fine in their conversations. And then as soon as she jumps into the group text or the group chats, they're like, forget it. We're done. We don't want anything to do with it. She fucks up everything.
Well, she doesn't want other narratives being spread, whether it's the kids with her kids or Kody with his exes. Now, Janelle was generous and easygoing. He had to get his mind in a funny place by praying first and asking for, like, he had to forgive her before he could ask for forgiveness, which for what? Like, is this also something just to make Robyn feel more confident because you feel like you've been done wrong, and instead of you being the one that's just totally left, you don't want them back either?
You picked up the exact same thing that I did because I thought it was odd that he said, I've got to forgive so that I can apologize. And I was like, that's not what apologizing is about. Apologizing is recognizing what you did wrong and apologizing for it. That's it. It's a you thing. It's not a group thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Well, and then Robyn says she doesn't care what the wives have to say about it. She doesn't care what anybody says. This is about Kody. This apology is about Kody. Kody feels like God is witnessing to him and that this is the right thing to do. So how do you feel about it, Kody? This apology should be about the other person and what you've done wrong to them. But this whole thing is about Kody, and she says the quiet part out loud. I said this last week. Cody's sitting there saying, I don't care what they say or whatever. I don't care if I have to steamroll this apology into them. This whole thing is about Kody doing what he needs to do to feel better. It's not about
making them feel better or getting closure.
And Robyn admits it right there. by saying, I don't care how they feel. How do you feel?
What a bit.
Saying the quiet part out loud.
Sorry.
And then Robyn says, in the last few years, Kody hasn't been Kody. No. He's being Kody. He's not being the Kody that was so in love with his brand new wife, the Kody that is doting over one woman above all the other ones and showing you that attention. You're getting the Kody that likely Meri and Christine were seeing when you got married.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen this Kody before. He's more intense, but Christine wasn't. She's barely ever had an easy time with Kody over this whole series. Meri was in a tough spot, and then she's like, let's get a wife to fix it. You are new. You are this shiny, sparkly thing. So, no, that's just one side of Kody that you're peeling the layers back on. Because, hi, you're new here. Even Kody in his apology to Janelle is going back to something he did like in year 2 of their marriage, where he was a shitty husband.
Yeah. He's digging deep, or at least he dug deep with Janelle.
She thinks she married this perfect guy, but everybody looks a little bit better at first.
Rose-colored glasses.
Now you've been married to him for over a decade. Is it really a different person, or is it just Kody? So Kody is saying that it's an understatement to say it went as good as it could go with Janelle, because she was just so gracious and amazing during this meeting. And then Robyn, she is in ITMs and she is rolling her eyes as she says, who knows, with Christine, it could go even smoother or not. She's straight up rolling her eyes as she says this. Her face is telling the truth.
It's always telling the truth. You would think she would. Yeah, you would think she would understand at this point that her facial expressions say it all. Like, tell it to your face, Robyn, because your words say one thing, but then your face says something completely different every damn time.
Tell it to your esthetician. More Botox. Make it so my face doesn't move, and then nobody knows. Now, Kody, he's putting it on the extremes. He's like, Christine, she could be super angry and push back, or she could just not take it serious. He's hoping for tenderness and grace. If anything at this point, I'm thinking Christine's not going to care. She is going to be apathetic. She's going to be like, why are we here? This is stupid.
She's married, happily married. I don't think she's going to. Yeah, I'm with you. She's just not really going to give a shit. It is
in his head. Like, it makes him feel special to think these women are angry and hanging on to him. They're not.
Well,
they're apathetic.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Meri yet. We'll see how that one goes.
Speaking of Meri, Kody is meeting Christine and David in Las Vegas, which seems very random. Meri's speed dating thing seemed really random to be in Vegas, too. I'm wondering if they all came at the same time and Kody did his Meri apology on this trip that he also did the Christine and David apology on, and then Meri did her speed dating on this trip. I wonder if this was all one time.
That would make sense. I mean, it would be smart to do it that way.
It's just like a nice central location. That was my thought.
I bet you hit that one.
Now, Christine and David is just like Christine's biggest cheerleader. He is pumping her up. He says it could go really good. It could go really bad. We're hoping it will go good. And Christine's like, you know what? And if it goes bad, then we'll just try again later. We'll regroup and try again. So she's in a good place. He's got her head in a good place. I really feel like his support is making her stronger to face this.
I think his support makes her stronger in a lot of things. He's
love it.
Awesome for her.
I wrote he's her soulmate. Now, Kody and Christine don't trust each other. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to understand Kody. Like, I guess a loveless, sexless marriage was something she promised to do, and because she left him, there's no trust. Whereas Christine doesn't trust him not to be an asshole because, well, look at the history. Now, this is all much more strange than they are even saying on camera. Christine took Kody to family court over truly child support. And I'm like 99% sure. I mean, this is all under seal, but it is not uncommon in orders that you have like non-disparaging clauses or even clauses to keep things quiet. Like the court doesn't want them making a spectacle out of Truly's child support and what went on there. It might be a spectacle in the court, but they don't want that to be a public spectacle. They're looking at the best interest of Truly. It's not going to be great if the parents are dragging each other through the mud about her child support on TV. So they're not going to say that part out loud. Just imagine though, how strange is that she sued you and you have to pay her money now.
And this is kind of going on around the same time, isn't it? Because wasn't that when around the same time they bought their house?
It might be after. I really don't know what the timeline.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Though. It was after they bought their house, but I don't know where we are on
That's what I was wondering.
The apology tour,
if
how settled in they are.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it's, in the same time frame as the child support issues.
Think it would be after that because I can't see Kody extending an olive branch during it.
Yeah, or before.
So yeah, this is all just much stranger. Even with this having been in the past, like she says that they haven't even talked since they left, which means this whole child support thing is all being done through their attorneys, which is great. Like, last thing you need is the parties agitating each other.
Right. Well, that might explain Robyn's eye rolling too when she's talking about Christine.
But she loves for him to be a good father. So wouldn't him paying child support, really get her kitten purring?
Sick.
Cough over that money to Christine. No, that affects her QVC shopping. Never mind. She didn't mean good father. No, that's not what she meant.
We know
that's
going. Bullshit.
Being a good father to her kids. Like I said, she's not thinking about him being a good father to the other kids by any means. Now, Kody asked David to come along because David doesn't know him, but David's talking about him. So he feels like he should be able to make a good impression on David. But then he also says because Christine is married to David and he wants to be respectful. Honestly, I don't think David really cares one way or the other. If Christine wants him there, he will be there. But if she wanted to go and handle it herself, he would have been totally fine with that as well. At one point, Kody says that David being there makes it hard for him to apologize because David wants to be in the conversation. I'm not seeing David wanting to be in this conversation.
No, not at all. He's just sitting there drinking his beer. He's not interjecting himself at all.
So before the meeting, Kody FaceTimes Robyn because, she didn't even think about coming. I'm sure Kody begged and she didn't know. Nobody invited you, Robyn. Nobody invited you. And Cody's saying, Christine and we are past due for healing. And Robyn's like, well, you both have the responsibility to work on the healing. She seems so doom and gloom. Well, especially compared to David.
Well, she seems determined to make sure that the other person is also responsible instead of just calling Kody out and telling him, you shouldn't have done this or you shouldn't have done that. She's constantly wanting to reassure him that there's two sides, and there is two sides. But face it, he's the majority of the reason these three women left. Well, she is, but you know what I'm saying?
If you have these gentle reminders that this person screwed up, then maybe he won't listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
When he's, if
it's a manipulation.
They're trying to screw up Robyn's narrative.
Yeah. It's just another way for her to manipulate him. I'm the only one on your side. I'm the only one that believes in you. And you see what I'm saying?
So doom and gloom. But you're right. It's self-preservation. Preservation.
You got it. You said it right.
Monday.
Yeah.
Now, Christine and David, they go into this room with this huge table, and Christine is nervous. She is me. I would be like, why are we here? What are we doing? What the fuck is actually happening? Oh, look, this table's really big. Hey, we should get a table like this.
Are other people coming?
This is how my brain works. It just bounces all over the place. Yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, Robyn and her kids coming. David, tell me everything you know. David, do not make me torture you with water until you let me know what you know. Which David, he doesn't know anything. He's just fucking with her. He's just like, watch her squirm. That's what makes his kitty roar. watching Christine squirm. But he is pumping up her confidence. When she comes out for them to walk downstairs, he's telling her she looks pretty and sexy, which let him eat his heart out.
Mm-hmm.
She is mine. Eat your heart out, Kody. And you know that makes Christine feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was definitely in one of those kind of dresses.
Now, Kody is worried too. They both don't trust each other. They're both like, what's going to happen? He is expecting it to be friendly, and it turns out friendly. And then he's like, well, I don't know if that's because Christine is over me. No, it's probably because David told her she needed to play nice. He's still convinced that Christine is hung up on him. That's not the vibe I'm getting from Christine. Christine's like, why are we here? Okay, but you don't need to apologize. You don't need to say anything. There's nothing to say. Why are we here? Let me get back to that point. That's the vibe I get from Christine.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's happily married now. She's probably seen a world of difference between how she should have been treated all along compared to how she was actually treated.
Yeah.
You know, having David in her life, I'm sure she probably doesn't think about it anymore. You know, it's over with. I've got somebody so much better. I'm not going to sit and, she's not going to dwell on Kody.
And Kody wants to make such a big deal out of it. They come in or he comes in, the table's really big. So he kind of makes a joke about that, but you see him looking like, do I go around to the other side of the table where I'm supposed to sit across from them? Or do I walk all the way down to give them a handshake? Do they want a handshake? How are they going to react? And Christine breaks the ice. She stands up and then goes in for the hug. So I thought that was very gracious. And he just goes right into it. He's like, okay, yes, a hug. He's like, okay, I'm going to hump David's leg now. He's happy.
Yeah. Yeah. David even hugged him.
He did.
Yeah.
I have to wash that off later.
Cooties.
No, something. If Robyn won't even kiss him. So then Kody sits down and he's like, set your beers down. I have something serious to talk about. And David's mid-sip. So he puts it down. He's like, okay. And he puts his drink down. Christine goes, you're making me nervous, and starts chugging.
She's
a girl,
slamming
Christine.
it.
That is the way to do it.
She's our kind of people.
That's where I am. Put it down. No, you tell me what the F is up. So Kody starts. He goes, I want to apologize with all my heart, which, if you don't have a heart, does that negate your apology by apologizing with your heartless heart?
Well, and it's kind of a juvenile statement, too. It's a very, grade school. I promise with all my heart.
I'm sorry for how we broke up and how it went down and how angry I was. And Christine is biting her lip to keep from being like, you're a fucking idiot. Why are we here? She's like, don't say anything. If you don't have anything, I'm going to bite my lip because I've got nothing nice to say. It's just better not to get in the mud with the pig. And she just wants to be like, you're a douche. She's biting her lip to keep from saying it. And then he says, I want to acknowledge the good times. Why are we taking a trip down memory lane? Are you trying to convince her that you're not a horrible person, that you used to be good?
I think that he found that softened Janelle. If you remember, it was at that point in his apology tour with Janelle that her face changed, and you could tell that she softened when he said that. And I think he was making an attempt to do that with Christine to see if he got the same response.
Well, here's the problem, Kody. You weren't married to the same woman. You got to figure out what Christine goes for. And he starts on this BS of, I want to apologize so you can heal. And at this point, Christine's looking at him like he's got two heads, which, yes, he does. One of them is usually Robyn, but somebody's frozen that one off for the day. So he's the one-headed monster. It's like, why does this guy think he knows what I need to heal? Or even things that I haven't. What is this man? He's crazy. She is looking at him like he's crazy.
It is a crazy statement to say. He doesn't know if she still needs to heal or ever needed to heal from him. I'm sure there was damage, but that was a long time ago.
Then it gets crazier because he goes, if I didn't mess up, then you wouldn't have what you have. Which,
that's true.
Christine is smiling ear to ear, just happy she's not with Kody anymore as she looks at David. But David's looking at him like, He nods his head yes, but he's thinking, no, dude, me being a good guy, me being there for Christine, me making an effort in this relationship, that's what makes our relationship works. Don't sit there and make your bullshit credit for why we work. We work because I care about her and I treat her right and we're a good couple.
It was an asshole thing to say. Such
It
an
was
asshole
such a
thing.
self-centered thing. Like, she's happy because of me? No.
Because I treated her like shit. She's happy because I treated her like shit.
Like,
That's
let
what
me
he's
make myself
saying.
better and give myself a pat on the back for being an asshole.
Yeah. It
It's
was just a
lunacy.
bizarre. Yeah. It was so
Lunacy.
bizarre.
And then Kody ends this episode with, after he says it's weird, having David there because David wants to insert himself in the conversation, which we are seeing absolutely zero of. It's because he can't say things like, I'm sorry I said I didn't love you, which really probably in the past was a way to kind of pull them back in. Some like, okay, I did care
Well-
and we had something special. And he can't use that anymore because they've moved on.
Okay, so I'm a little confused with this statement anyway, because I did not remember him saying that he didn't love any of them but Meri. Meri was the only one that I've heard him consistently saying, I never loved her. I never loved her.
No. Last season, he said he
Christine,
never loved
said-
any of them except Robyn. He definitely said he didn't know what love was until he had Robyn.
Okay, what I do remember with Christine was him saying that he didn't even find her attractive. He hadn't found her attractive.
He said that from the
something like
beginning
that.
when he was talking about her scarfing down nachos and
Well, that to me is
thinking
something he
Jabba
should
the
have
Hutt
been
with my nachos.
apologizing. Yeah.
But he did. He said that he
Gosh,
didn't
don't
love
get me
them.
started.
And Janelle always was like, no, like, obviously he did. He's just saying that to be hurtful. Meri and Christine were like, But we go to the next time and you see Christine and ITM saying, well, that's weird. For him to sit there and say that in front of David, that's weird. And David is saying what we're all thinking, which is like, no shit, Sherlock. You married her. You had 6 kids with her. You obviously had something for her at some point. Like, no shocker there. I wasn't even around and I can tell you that wasn't true. That was a lie. And then I cannot wait to see this. Kody goes, I'm here to apologize. And David says, start with your kids.
Bravo.
Oh, David.
Mic drop.
Absolutely. He doesn't need to apologize to these women. These women are over him. He is not trying to bridge the gap with the kids. Let's bring it around to what's important. The people that actually care about you and still want you in their lives are the kids, and you aren't doing anything to reach out to them because you still expect these women to fix your relationship with your kids for you. You got to take accountability and do it yourself.
100%.
That plus he wants to feel like he's important and they still are fawning all over him. Anything that you want to add?
No, I think we've covered everything.
What a mess.
I can't wait to see next week. Now, I'm thinking that there's more with Christine on next week's episode, but so far this episode, what we've seen, it's been, pretty decent. I mean, she's like, it's in the past. It's in the past with everything that, he says. She's letting him know.
That's not good enough for him because he wants to be important. He doesn't want them to be apathetic about him, but they are.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see next week's episode. And hopefully we'll see Meri and him because I don't think Meri's going to give him as good a time as Christine and Janelle. I don't think he's going to get a pass.
Do you think he's inviting Jen?
I hope so.
Nope.
I hope so.
Jen.
I know he hates her, but man, that would be awesome.
Uninvited.
That would be awesome to see.
Surprise, it's me, Jen. All right, channel surfers. Well, thank you for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. We love you guys. And thank you for tuning in to Sister Wives with us this Monday. Tomorrow we will be back with 90 Day the Other Way. Can't wait to see what happens there. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Let's ride.